guys, it's Peyton, and today I'm going to be telling you what my top 10 books I read in 2017 were. This video does not only include releases that came out in 2017, but also just in general books that I read in 2017, but didn't come out in 2017. I tried to put this in order, but I don't know if I completely agree with this order because it was hard, and some of these books I read months ago. I don't know if this is right, but I tried my best. It kind of hurt me a little bit. Let's just go ahead and get into the list. At number 10, I have All the Right Places by Jennifer Niven. I loved this book so much, you can tell. Here's all my favorite parts. This book I read on a road trip to the set of The Walking Dead and The Vampire Diaries, by the way. It was really enjoyable. Such a good book to read on a road trip for some reason because it just kept me wanting to know more. Normally, I'm not really into a contemporary mood ever, but something about this book just kept me going. And I really enjoyed the characters and the relationship that they built. This has to do with a girl named Violet and a guy named Finch, and they meet each other when they're both standing on top of a tower and contemplating whether or not they should jump, which is horrible, and luckily they don't. Something about the other person intrigued them and somehow saved them, and that's where it goes from there and their relationship. This is such a good book. There is some people that say that the mental illness representation is not accurately portrayed, but I disagree with that. I think it was, but we can all have different opinions. It's okay. This is soon to be a major motion picture. I didn't even know that. I've had this book forever and I didn't know that. Is that still a thing? Is this book becoming a movie and I didn't know about it? At number 9, I have Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. This book was really fun and I read it at a softball tournament because my sister plays softball and it gets boring. I'm sorry. This book was such a quick read. It's about this girl who is a pirate and she's awesome and she's the daughter of the Pirate King, and she purposely goes on an enemy ship, gets captured, and makes them think that they caught her, but really she just wanted to get on their ship to get information and find something. She's awesome and I love her so much, and I cannot wait for the second book. I believe this might be a duology. Really entertaining book about some pirates. I want to read more pirate books, but I don't know any. Tell me down below if you know of some good pirate books because I'm interested. At number 8 is The Last Named Sora by Kristen Ciccarelli. Really enjoyed this book. This is about a female dragon slayer and a world where telling old stories draws out these dragons and can kill you personally because stories are dangerous. It was a really interesting read that shocked me all the way through. I thought it was going to be a book that I could easily guess what was going to happen. Predictable. It was not predictable. It was really amazing and I cannot wait for the next book. At number 7, I have Carville by Stephanie Garber. I believe this book has mixed reviews, but I was one of the people that really enjoyed it. It got me out of a reading slump. I read this everywhere I went, no matter what. It got to the point I was reading in class and the teacher told me, "You can have a break, Peyton, just read. I can tell you're not gonna do your work." I was so happy. This is just one of those books where you need to know what happens. You have to understand. I believe this is going to be a duology, so I can't wait for the next book called Legendary. It's just so whimsical and cool. It's about this circus carnival thing that people get invited to every year. It's hard to get invited though, and people never think they will actually be invited. If you get invited, you have to play a game to win some grand prize, and for the main character, the grand prize is something she needs. It's really interesting. At number 6, I have Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Marie Johnson, and Robin Wasserman. This was another one of those books that I could not put down. It was so good. I read it when I hadn't been in the Shadowhunter world for a long time, so reading this about my favorite character, Simon, and his journey through the Shadowhunter Academy was so fun because I've always loved Simon, the nerd character. He's such a good character, and a whole book dedicated to him and his craziness and loveliness was amazing. I really always will enjoy Cassandra Clare's books. I just can't help it. At number 5 is A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is the third and final book in the Court of Thorns and Rose's trilogy, though there's going to be companion novels in other people's point of view, so I guess it's continuing a little bit. Here's all my favorite parts. This is another mixed review book. I think it's because A Court of Mist and Fury, the second book, was so absolutely amazing that it was hard for this book to be a match for it, and it wasn't. The second book was just amazing. This book was pretty good. I loved it too. I don't think I was ever bored in this book. I was always on my seat ready to see what was gonna happen to Feyre and Rhysand. I love them so much. I love all these characters, and I can't wait to find out more about what will happen to them in the companion novels or whatever. This is about fairies, and it's so magical and wonderful. I love Sarah J. Maas. Number 4 is 6 of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I feel like I should have given it a 5. I was being too harsh. When I just sit back and think about it, I really loved it. I don't know if you can see these favorite parts. I read this very quickly after I got past the first 150 pages. The rest of it, the last 300 or so pages, I read in one day because it just kept going and I loved it so much. Do I love this more than A Court of Wings and Ruin? I don't know. I hate these lists. I feel like I messed it up. This is about a heist that seems absolutely impossible, and these 6 people come together and try to complete the heist because they need some money, you know? At number 3, we have The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This book actually came out today while I'm filming this, January 2nd, but I had an ARC copy, the real physical copy in the bookstores. It's so pretty, and I just have this purple copy, and I need the beautiful, beautiful copy that's in the bookstores right now. It's so gorgeous because the marketing team went crazy for this book because it's so good. I absolutely loved this book. This book was so exciting. This takes place in Fairy. This is more of an urban fantasy, I believe, because Fairy is really close to the real world and they can pass in between those. I think that's an urban fantasy. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is about 3 sisters who, when they were younger, a man who is a fairy killed her parents. This is literally in the description, I believe, in the first few pages. He killed her parents and then took them to Fairy with him, and they lived with him for the next 10 years, I believe 10 years. And they learned to love the man that killed their parents. And this is just about them surviving in Fairy and all the crazy things they have to do, because the fairies don't really like humans all that much. And these humans are living like the fairies. So lots of things happen, and it's so good. This is one of the new series that I'm really excited about because this was so good. At number 2, we have Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. I have a lot of favorite parts. Honestly, I think this book has almost completely erased itself from my mind. I can hardly remember anything that happened for some reason. But I loved it. I know I loved it. I just can hardly remember. Though, I was spoiled for the big ending, the plot twist ending, and it kind of ruined some things for me. It made me sad, and I just would have loved if I didn't know what was gonna happen. It would have been that much better. This book was amazing though. From what I can remember, obviously I've forgotten everything that's happened. So I think I'm gonna participate in Emma Books' read along throughout the year, and that means I'd have to reread this, so hopefully I can refresh myself because I don't know why I've forgotten everything. But I know I loved it, so it's here. It's Cassandra Clare. And at number 1 is a book that I feel can beat everything. It's just that good. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, but also the Half-Blood Prince, because I read that one this year too. I loved these so much. They're huge books. Here's my favorite parts. I read both of them in 2 days. This was 2 days, Half-Blood Prince was 2 days. They're huge. How did I do that? They were just that good that I stayed up every night till 5 in the morning and just kept reading about Harry. I love Harry so much. It was amazing. I miss it so much. And this is my first completed read of Harry Potter, so I'm really happy that I have completed the series now, and I loved it dearly. That is it for my list. Thank you guys so much for watching. Tell me down below if any of these books were your favorites of the year, and just in general, what books you really loved this year. Like this video, comment down below. Have a good day. Please subscribe. Make sure to follow all of my social medias, which are linked down below. Make sure to click the bell button, which is right by the subscribe button, which you should have already clicked, and goodbye.